back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
M15 PCA.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So we got our second episode of Orville, Primal Urges, which is the most appropriate title ever. And it's back-to-back pretty close to the first episode. We did get some good comments, a couple of them, but not enough to do a full response video. So we're going to lump them together.
We'll combine them together, yeah.
Yeah, so after we get a lot of comments for this one, then we'll do a responding to the comments for both. We'll just do a combination. This was a much better episode than the first one.
Oh, very much better.
Not to address the comments that we got in the first one, but people are talking about all the relationships, stuff like that. I just thought it was too muddled. There's too many relationships. Because this episode deals with the relationships, but just one relationship.
Yep.
And I think it's a better focus when there's just an A plot and a B plot. A plot being Bortus and his life partner, and the B plot being the planet's being destroyed.
Yeah.
The other one had like 4 or 5 plots going all at once.
And one of them was a sci-fi plot, which I liked.
Yeah, a very sci-fi heavy, which is where I watched Orville. I like the characters. Excuse me. I like the characters. I like their relationships. I like seeing how they interact with each other. But I love the sci-fi most.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my main point. So, the visuals are just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. When McFarlane said they got the budget was expanded by 3 times, he wasn't kidding. The shot of the sun and the ship is incredible.
I wish I could show you it, but Fox will zap my video for demonetization, so I'm not no pictures, but that's just the way it is. It's just beautiful. You see the Orville going over where it looks like a dying sun and the light. It is movie quality special effects.
Oh, it's amazing.
And sorry, to make again, we always every time we talk about Orville, we got to talk about Discovery.
Yes.
I praise the visual effects of Discovery, but those look bland and boring compared to this. Is bright.
Oh yeah.
It's just so much better. But we get this planet, and it is becoming like a red supergiant, and it's devouring all the other planets in the
sun
system.
is, basically.
So they get to actually see it happening to like another planet, and that's like in the way that it looks, because the atmosphere is going to get deteriorated.
Oh, it's really cool.
All the water's going to get boiled off. It's cool looking. I actually thought, wow, I would kind of want to just see this happen.
And then even Laura said, oh boy, I'm going to be on Earth when that happens. Well, that won't happen. And then I said, that won't happen on your planet for 5 billion years. You'll be long dead. Everyone's going to freaking you. Won't be.
He's like, oh, they're going to still be talking about me. Yeah, 5 billion years. Sure, they're going to be talking about you. Yeah, let's go to other little jokes and stuff in there. But then we get to the plot where we see Bortus like, oh, my shift ends in 15 minutes. Can I leave early? And then he
goes, that's been like the 3rd time you're doing this. What's going on? He goes, I just want to leave early.
Mercer goes, okay, it's fine. Go ahead, see you tomorrow. But then he's talking to Kelly and he tells her that. And he's like, it's kind of odd. But he's an odd person. And see, if this was a human character, I think Mercer would have went to him and talked to him about it. But since he's a Mocklin and they just have all these weird things
traditions
that you don't
and things you don't know. Yeah, you don't get. Yeah.
So instead of, then you see him walking down the hall, and then Clyden, which is his partner, calls him, like, oh, you're coming home? He's like, oh no, the captain wants him to work late. We're like, what?
What's he doing?
He's lying to the captain. He's lying to his partner. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You see, he's going to the environmental simulator. We'll probably call it the holodeck just because it's so ingrained in my mind. But he goes there, and I'm like, okay, what's up? What's he doing here? And I'm like, oh, it's a sex thing. He's going there to have kinky sex, and
and it's like kind of like, it looks like it's playing a little deserty, but at nighttime, and the guy comes in and he's like
super buff and everything,
and let's just say, how like Star Trek, we always like to say this Orville's like the old Star Trek. Funny thing is, this is not your Star Trek. Because when Barclay had his problems, it was 3 Musketeers, and it was Diana Troy was a goddess, and it was more height. No, this is raunchy, okay? This is like...
And I pose a question to the audience. I'll even put a poll up in the card, so make sure to click on it and answer. Would you consider someone using an environmental simulator to have sex with... would you consider that cheating? I do.
Yeah, it's a physical thing.
But even though I think it is, I like playing devil's advocate. It's just a thing. It's not real. So should it count? But you're giving it a personality.
Yeah.
You're giving it a physical form. I personally do, but I can see the argument of being like, how's that any different than just your imagination?
Yeah, I think. But the thing is, I think it's way worse than even say regular porn, because you're just watching it. This is actually
interacting.
Yeah.
And then he does. He's little, like, it shows him. It doesn't really show anything, but we get what's going on.
Yeah.
He goes home, and then Clyden's like, oh, you're late. It's like, oh, the captain's making me work late. We're like, oh man, I lost a little respect for Bortus.
Yeah, I think after this whole episode, it's down a peg for me. He's my favorite character, but this one was really...
It's just so hurtful, the lengths that he goes to.
Yeah.
So he's just lying, saying, oh, the captain's having me work late. I'm thinking, Bortus, all it takes is Clyden to ask the captain to say something.
That's what we first said, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my God, he's gonna get caught.
Yeah.
But isn't that happens with all cheaters?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird thing, like you want to be caught? It's so, there's a dynamic with all that. But he's lying to his partner, and then you have that family, like, and then even Clyde brings up, well, Captain Mercer and Kelly, their relationship fell apart because he only cared about work, and that's all you're doing. But he's not. He's just doing this porno thing, and he's not. So like we have all these different opinions.
That's what's sorry for their kid because he's in the middle of it, and he's like,
and then there's a child involved. So it's a very human thing with two aliens where they handle things differently. They're colder, they're a little more abrasive, and which comes up later in the episode. But I just felt bad for that family because everyone's being lied to, all for just a physical thing.
Yeah.
But we go back to that planet, and we see that there's like, I guess it's not the dilithium crystals, but it's whatever they use to power the ships.
He's scanning, goes, oh, wait a minute, I've detected they have these deposits of, I forget the name of it. So we'll call it dilithium, just for the case of that Star Trek. But it's some kind of gas that they use for their energy. And they go, oh boy, if we can collect that much, we have enough for years. Is there a way to go down there and do it? And they go, well, it's impossible, guys, because the ship is not equipped to be able to handle the stress of it.
And I also like the fact that they're talking like, oh, maybe we can modify the tractor beam so when the planet goes away, we can separate the matter. I'm like, oh, I love the science stuff where it sounds, they're using their brains and it's not just all.
This is what I wanted in the first episode over, and I'm glad we're getting it again.
Yeah, I love that scientific stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that's going on, and they're thinking about like, oh, and it's like a cool thing to watch because it takes 3 days.
Yeah. And you're seeing the water evaporate from the ocean and everything. And then Boris leaves again early.
He does it again. I'm like, oh, and he goes back to the simulator, and then the things keep getting more and more kinky, more and more like, I don't know, like depravity, but more and more like that. Like, oh, he's going to a prison when he has to like beg for his life, and oh, maybe we can come up with something. It's like, oh my god, what is this? It's so.
And the guy starts on to his boss like, oh, as I said, this is not your Barclay's Star Trek.
And then he's like, oh, but I'm a virgin. He's like, oh, but then I must. It's like, oh my god, Bortus, you freak! Bortus is a freak. I never knew it. And it's the same thing, and he comes home late because he promised he'd be home, and it's such a real thing of like someone who, any addiction, like alcohol, pornography, sex, all that kind of stuff, it can be addictive. And when you're not in the act of it, you're like, oh, cool, I'll come home with my family and it'll be great. But when that moment happens and then it overtakes you, that becomes the only thing. And then he broke the promise again.
He broke the promise again, and this time Klein wanted him to come home early so they can, have a nice intimate dinner, then even have sex. And he doesn't want to have sex anymore.
Yeah,
and he's like,
that's another thing. Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then even Klein's like, oh, you're always tired. It's getting such a real thing.
Yeah.
And he just keeps making excuses. Oh, the captain wants me at 0800, so I need my rest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, your relationship, you have to talk about things, communication, and there's just no communication.
Well, I think their race has a hard time with that anyways. The Muglins are very kind of odd about that.
So it just, we just see that I feel bad for this relationship because I thought they were back on even ground because in the last episode, with all the relationship stuff in the episode 1, you didn't see anything about Clyde and Bortus.
This is the reason why.
So it was
all this deep,
So all this deep resentment.
Yeah.
And we kind of see that it's not just about a physical sex.
Yeah.
It's more, there's deeper issues here.
Yeah.
Then we get to what we thought was a dream or a simulation or whatever. Clyde straight up murders Bortus, jabs a dagger in his heart. And it cuts to commercial like, well, was that a nightmare?
Was that not a simulation? Is he taking his kick to the next level? What's going on?
But we get back from the commercial, and they're in the medical bay.
And Finn's trying to save his life.
Wasn't that a cool little thing that they were in? Like,
like that kind of reminds you like the one bio beds they would have like on the Deep Space Nine when Bashir would have it over you, and it scans for all your vitals and everything.
And then she's basically just like trying to bring him, because he did die. She's trying to bring him back. I'm like, oh my god, it really happened.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I thought, I know the relationships are bad, but you're going to kill him?
Yeah, what's going on here?
And then they bring Bortus back, but he's like, oh, like messed up. Like, oh, we arrested Clyde and he tried to kill you. And he's like, you shouldn't have brought me back and you shouldn't have arrested him. What do you mean? Well, he just wanted a divorce, so this is what we do. Like, you kill the person.
And then they're like, are you kidding me? They're like, this is insane. This is a Union ship.
And he's cool with it. Bortus is 1,000% cool with it. He's like, oh, he wanted a divorce and he wanted to kill him. That's the way it happens, and I guess I accept that.
In Mulkman culture, that's how you get a divorce.
And Mercer's like, you got to be kidding me! I can't allow this. An attempted murder on a Union vessel. You're not on Mocklin. When you're on the ship, you're in a planetary Union thing. You can't just go around doing things your own damn way.
And the Mercy comments, why can't you guys, what's with all this garbage I got to deal with, you muffins? My goodness.
He's like, my ship, everyone on my ship is a freak. He's like,
right?
Why can't things just be normal?
Yep.
And he's like basically begs for Clyde not to be arrested and everything like that. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to...
Yeah, he talked to his higher-ups and they said, you handle it the way you want to handle it, Mercer, because if they are an alien race, you deal with it. And he's like...
he's like, oh, damn. But, basically gets them into the office and talks to them. And then it's almost like, and even Gatan's like, I want to stay in here just in case there's another divorce attempt because I need to pick someone out.
Exactly.
And then so they're just having like their disagreements and everything, and then Captain Mercer's like, okay, I'm since you don't want to press charges or anything like that, we'll let him out of the brig because they were going to. The solution was as soon as we get to the closest star base, whatever, we're dropping him off and he can't be on the ship anymore. Yeah. And then he's like, no, I want my family to be together, but my God, you almost were murdered. Like that's some family. You must really, really care, but then why would you do all the porno stuff if you cared about your family? It's just a big mess.
It's a big mess. And then the thing, Mercer's at the point where he's like, okay, you can do it, but guys, you can't have this again. We can't have more murders. We can't have people.
You guys have to go to like a marriage counseling thing.
And Finn's gonna want it's gonna.
It's funny, but she's not married though.
No.
I thought that's kind of
well, because remember, I think she got her kids artificially too, so she did.
So it's funny. You have someone doing a marriage counseling who's never been married, or doesn't have a
that's
partner.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just a funny thing. But she is the doctor.
So yeah.
So they're like marriage counseling. Well, they don't understand what it is, and they're like, well, so they go to marriage counseling. Oh, do we get to choose our own weapons? No, it's not a fight. It's not a battle. Okay, we're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
And then she had to put in words they would understand. Okay, there's been a peace treaty. Okay, there's a ceasefire, and we have to have a peace treaty, and I'm the negotiator. Okay, now they got what they were talking about.
It was so funny just to see her try to explain it. Like, okay, everyone understands. No, they don't understand. So they gotta break it down. But it's all about that line of communication, and still in that environment, he still doesn't admit the sexual aspect.
No, and he's just saying what's going on, and they basically, okay, what's what you're gonna do? You're gonna write 10 things that you both like doing together, and then you're gonna do one of those things a day or something.
Yeah, and that'd be like a couples thing. Yeah. And Clyde's like, oh wow, this is so I want to do this. We can like save our marriage, save our family, and Border's like, oh, we'll do that. And by God damn, he goes back to the simulator.
Yeah, a third time.
My goodness.
And this third time is like a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, I think I found the problem.
But then in the middle he stops it, and you think, oh, maybe he's getting over it. No, he wants something even more.
He gets to be even more kinky. And then we get this really cool looking alien guy.
Oh, he looks almost kind of a Star Wars, but it's cool though.
So he's like working. He's like working at a data thing, and then Borders goes up to him, and is like, hey, I need to talk to you. So he goes to the thing. It's cool that he didn't speak in English. He had spoken.
But what he's saying is like, yeah, man, you're
I love this guy. Know me, brother. So he knows he's the guy to get you the hookups on some crazy porno.
Yeah.
Like he knows a guy who can do environmental simulators of whatever you want.
Yeah.
So he like enlists this guy to like get him. He basically wants to do like multiple partners.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
he says, I can get you krill, slave girls. I can do this. He's saying all these other things.
Yeah, overweight krill. Like this is crazy. This thing.
Yeah.
No, I just want Mocklins and I want to be a lot of them. It's like, oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. It'd have been funny to hear like a human voice coming out of such a monstrous looking thing.
But that's what makes it funny because the subtitles. That's what makes it funny because you're reading it. He just sounds like a regular guy. That guy that can get you some things no one knows about.
The subtitles aren't matching what you're hearing, but it's funny.
But he's a lieutenant too.
Yeah,
I guess he's in engineering, which is another cool alien from Orville. I would say that.
The special effects. Every alien race looks cool in this show. They look great.
Yeah.
Then he's like, trying to get the hookups from this guy's like, yeah, give me the good stuff, and he's like, oh. My friend's been trying to get like a notoriety for being able to make these kind of things. So you can let everyone else know. No, he's not going to do that.
And it was funny before that as they're talking, he's getting the thing. This another person that walks by and tries to talk to Boris, and he gets all like,
"Oh yeah, okay,
what's going on?" I love that. Like he knew he was doing something wrong.
Like a drug deal was going down.
I love that. It was so funny.
But we get back to the sci-fi plot with the decaying planet, and then Isaac's like, "Oh, we found this deposit." So we're like, "Wait a second, we see cavern networks that there might be."
Maybe a race, an ancient race. Maybe they're gone. Who knows? And at first they think no one's there. Yeah.
But then as they keep scanning, they actually get they're like, oh wait, there's actual life forms down there. So that changes everything because they're going to try to save these people.
Yeah.
They open up a audio only.
But they have because they have low bandwidth, so they don't have technology to have screen and all that.
They talk to them, and then it's like, oh, hello, who are you? And he's like, explains he's the captain and they're like, Starship. They're like, they have no idea of interspace travel or anything. Yeah. So it'd be like talking to some random alien, oh yeah, and then they even ask them, do you know what's happening to your planet? They're like, yeah, we knew back 100 years ago this was going to happen, and here we are. We're just waiting for it to end. They have no way to stop
and only
it.
75 of them are left, and this is the whole race, and that's it. And it's so sad to think this is the inevitability. We're all going to die. That's just awful.
They went underground. They tried to live their lives for as long as they did, and here it comes. It's all over.
And they thought it was going to be, we had a couple more weeks. No, you have like 10 hours. They didn't realize how the end was, how close.
So they're starting to think about, okay, we got to find a way to save these people, but like, our ship isn't equipped to get down there. Like if they had an actual transport vessel, but they don't have the time.
They don't have the time.
So they're trying to figure out ways. And again, another science aspect. Like, we can modify the deflectors on one of the, they're not runabouts, but one of their transport vessels. And they're like, and I like that. Like they're thinking, they're using their minds.
Exactly. And the funny thing, he did before that, Klein tries to find where Boris at, and he finds him in that simulator, and it's all those other Mocklin guys, whatever. And he's like,
he's basically like having his outdoor multiple partners fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's just heartbreaking because they thought they were making progress and they weren't. None whatsoever.
No.
And the thing is, we started to see little things get messed up around the ship and everything.
Yeah, Malloy and
trying to get a pizza.
They tried to get a pizza, Malloy.
And it was just like
black loop thing.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something that tasted like a pizza, but didn't.
No, I think it's because I thought the problem was they were too close to the sun. That's what I thought.
But that program had a virus. Just like if you went on the internet and downloaded pornography from a shady site, it started effing up.
And talk about the worst time to get a virus.
Because they need all systems going because there's lives on there.
So what happened? They find in Isaac, there's a virus, all that, and they go and then they find out it's a program. So Mercer and Kelly run it.
They're like going in there. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. They open the doors and it's like, what the?
All these guys. He's like, and then Kelly's like, oh my goodness, all these Mocklins, like, and they knew it was Boris that did run the program before, so they're like,
yeah, because they're like, who ran this program? Oh, Lieutenant. I was like,
oh, jeez.
So they call everyone into the ready room, and the captain's so done with all this. Like, I know this is embarrassing. Your porno thing caused all these malfunctions on the ship, and they're like, we have to try to save these people. They're trying to come up with these ideas, but the systems are failing. And they're like, Finn's like, yeah, we did the ship, but none of us could survive. So if we step off that ship, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, who can make the trip? Of course, Isaac and Bortus, because they're the Mocklin. They're very resilient to everything.
Yeah.
And during this time, he was relieved of duty, but they're like, okay, we need you to save these people. So they're gonna be the two to go down and make an attempt to save.
It was funny because the joke before that, Malloy's telling Boris, oh man, I learned myself this morning. That's why I feel so relaxed.
Don't worry about it, man. It's cool.
Well, Malloy would say something stupid like that, and Kelly's like, is everyone in this ship?
It's just everyone's a freak. I hate this shit.
I know.
But that's kind of a real thing. Like, what if that the whole idea of like a holodeck, a virus eliminator, it would be a detriment. There'd be people who would never want to live.
I guarantee you what was funny when you see the Barkley and his problems with it, that was the PG version for this. But not only that, when McFarlane saw it too, he probably thought to himself, you're telling me no one's going to be addicted in there with having women and whatever they want in there like
crazy
that.
Fantasies.
That's going to happen.
People would never ever leave.
Yeah.
Why live in a crappy life when you can have your fantasy world where you have everything you want?
Yeah, exactly.
But, so we have that whole breakdown, and it's really funny because Glennon's like, if I didn't promise the captain, I'd divorce you again. I'd stab you again. Dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like a double divorce, baby.
That's great.
But so he decides to go down on to do the away mission, and on the way there, Isaac's like, I don't know, procreation. It's just like it's my right to have that. It's just interesting to me. And then Bortus like, I don't want to talk about this with you, but he sees it from a scientific thing. Oh, you need to procreate. It's inside your DNA to make as many children like that.
Yeah, your chemicals in you to do that. But the fact that it could cost you marriage, that you decide to go into the holodeck to do X, Y, and Z.
And it's almost like I was just like, I don't see a problem with what you're doing because you want to. It's a desire you have and just do it. But then he asks him, what does it feel like? Because Isaac can't feel anything. No. It's not something he can do. And then you get a really powerful moment about pornography addiction, where he's like, in not so many words, Bortus is like, you have that urge and then you do it, but afterwards you're just an empty shell. There's nothing there because sex without love, it will empty you. It really will, and that's such a conservative message.
And I love, I know, apart from McFarlane, I know, incredible. But the funny thing about that is that when Boris is saying, he's starting to realize as he's saying the words, what am I doing here?
But again, it's always that, I'm over it. No, not again, never again. One more time, never again.
Yeah.
But when you're in that moment, you're in that passion, that heat. It could be for alcohol, it could be for drugs. You're going to do it again. But right out, because like you said, as fast as it overcomes you, it leaves you that quickly, and then you're left with, what do you have left? Nothing. It was all just a fantasy, empty shell. What a great message. What a great, powerful message for not just for pornography, but for all addictions.
Yep.
So they get down to the planet, and it looks amazing. There's a down camera angle where Isaac and Boris are getting off the ship and you see the sun above. It looks so good.
I know it's so funny. You know it's a life and death situation. You have to hurry up. But you tell me you wouldn't even want to look back and go, wow, this is amazing how
it
this
is
looks.
Beautifully haunting and destructive. And you know people are going to die. But it's like it's like a natural phenomenon. Like it's like the
stars
Northern
going
Lights.
Red. Yeah, exactly. Their stars going red. That's what's happening.
So they get down there and you see, and this is where like the alien races, they just look like humans.
Yeah, that's the thing. As much as we praise the alien races on the ship, some of the alien races they meet out there,
They're just
3 times now they've been regular looking humans. It's
not even. I don't know if they even had different like noses or anything.
No,
but they
I
look
didn't see anything.
pretty simple.
Yeah.
So they're down there and like, okay, we need to hurry up. And then Isaac's like, holy, they get the scans. Things are accelerating. We don't have enough time for 2 trips. Only 1 trip. 30 people. There's 70. Or was it 50?
No, 75.
It was 75 people and they can only carry 30? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 30, yeah.
And they're like, well, let's pick and choose. I mean, what a horrible situation.
Oh, let me back up real quick. When they first found out about Boris's thing is because the communications got cut out. And they want to say what was the problem is. We forgot to talk about that.
Well, because the systems were getting all malfunctioned.
Yeah.
Then they could have probably prepared a little faster.
Yeah.
That would have been nice, but they had to like tell them in person.
Yeah.
And we see their chancellor person or whatever, and she's like, well, they're gonna just choose lots, like do a random call. Then Isaac's like, why not just pick the smartest people? But it's like, even Boris like, I'm glad I'm not like you. Because it's not about what's the most, let's go by whoever had the highest SAT score. That's not how you should choose lots.
Me personally, if I would have won that thing and I was a guy, I would let a woman take my place. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't let a woman or a kid die.
Yeah, I think, with the way that it was, you take equal men and women, equal with children and just try to do it that way. But I guess it would have to still be a little bit random.
Yeah.
And then, they all get suited up because they have radiation suits to go out there.
Yeah.
And then you kind of see families having to walk away from their families knowing they're literally going to die and be vaporized into nothingness.
But again, the whole civilization would die if they don't go.
Then we had a touching moment between like the chancellor lady and I guess her husband and child.
Yeah, she lost.
And the thing is being like, like the president or whatever, he's like, you could have picked yourself. He's like, that's not right. It had to be random. If it had be random for everyone, I don't get special treatment. Like, it's a really nice message.
Yeah.
And then she's talking to him and he's like, well, I'm going to miss you. He's like, but live your life amongst the stars. You continue on and, you have all the good memories of me in your heart. So like you can always carry it with you. And Bortus is watching this and he's like, here I am having porno fantasies and I have a partner and a child and I'm neglecting him and this lady is letting them go and she's going to die.
And another thing too, a little bit early in the episode when they were in the council, you find out why Boris is this way because they changed their baby to a boy and he wanted her to stay a girl.
And he felt Clyde didn't fight hard enough.
Yeah.
But that was their whole plan. Even if he did, there's nothing they could have done. The whole planet, the tribunal.
Well, once they knew about it, anything was set in motion. There's nothing you do. Once Mocklin knew about it, it was going to be that way. But he blames him for it, so that's why he has that resentment, too.
And so,
that's when he started his addiction, so it's been well over a year.
Yeah, so that's the thing that leads into it, but he has to realize you have a child, you have a family. Be grateful, okay? You don't need to, it only take the whole destruction of a race for me to realize I love my partner. Yeah. But he sees that, they save who they can, and they come back. And we get that, basically everything that happened still happened. His porno addiction could have, destroyed everything because they're about to leave, navigation goes down.
Yeah, the program Isaac did, it didn't work, and they adapted from it.
So they're starting to fall into the star.
Yeah.
Somebody tells people, we thought we saved you, we didn't.
Now we're all going to die now.
So it starts to fall into the star, so they go down there and they're trying to fix it. They're still on the way back.
They have to run the simulation as they're trying to fix it.
So they're trying to do it, and then the guys are all touching on him. Oh, we're all for pleasure. Could you imagine that? Screw it. I'm not going to fix the ship. I'm going to go
outside. Said, you know what? I'm not going to portal again. This is terrible.
So Isaac ends up getting in there, and of course, he saves the day. But as the ship is falling, again, the graphics are so good. Like the ship, the hull starts falling apart. Deflectors are down. They're basically going to he's like, we're going to be a baked potato in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Isaac's down there and he's doing his little finger, his hand can open
up. Which is so cool, opens up and then he gets his little finger so he can go into the program faster. He
basically rewrites the code, fixes it to get Nav back. But it's so funny, even these simulations are all over Isaac too. Oh, your head's so smooth. I'll touch
him. Oh, licking his ear. And Isaac's looking like, okay.
It's so funny because Isaac doesn't have an expression.
Yeah, so he's like...
You can kind of feel the expression somehow, even though he doesn't have a face.
He's like, okay, this is weird.
He doesn't say anything.
No,
which is really funny. So they basically, they get out of there, save the ship. It's kind of battered and beat up. Yeah. And Captain Mercer goes to Bortus and okay, your little porno addiction almost got everyone killed on the ship.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Then Boris like, okay, I resign. I can't. I resign my duty, and he doesn't accept it because he also went down to that planet to save those people.
Yep.
Which he didn't have to do. Mm-hmm. And so I see both sides of that, but that's a big F up on Boris's part. That's a
I would have been. I would have liked to see if they would have demoted him. That would have made sense. He should have been demoted from second officer to like a lieutenant or something because he really messed up.
That is a huge,
and especially coming from him, you never would expect that.
Yeah, like it'd be like Worf having it at that same kind of like all of a sudden he has like this weird addiction that you never knew about. But it goes to show you the characters are deeper than we thought, which is good. I like that.
That's true.
It just made me not like him a little bit more, but it was a good character moment because it showed you that stuff that happened in season 1 was still affecting him.
Yep. And then another little funny moment. Remember the guy who was trying to date the Khan in the first episode?
Yeah, he's down there.
He's a couple times he's down there and they had talking. He goes, "Hi, my name's." Why are you talking to him? That's just simulation.
You get better like I want to try this.
He's such an idiot. He's so stupid.
The guy with the big green bulbous head.
And then when they're trying to fit the ship, he goes, me and Mercer have the same birthday. Okay, why are you talking? He just says the most irrelevant stuff.
And he's not even paying attention. Like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Just work.
Again, I'm like, okay, whatever. I thought that was funny.
Like, there's little moments like that. He's such an aloof character.
Yeah, he's funny.
But we get a nice moment with Clyden and Bortus. And he starts talking to his partner. And then he's like, you know what? I've been a bad partner. And he admits it. I've wronged you. I've wronged our child. And, basically saying, I am very lucky to have you. Because it's true. Not everyone gets to have a family and a child and someone who cares about them. And he admits to everything. Good. The communication started.
Yeah.
And then they can see that there's a little bit, their relationship's going to start to heal now. It may not be instant. He even tells him, he's like, what happened with our daughter.
Maybe I'll never be fine with it.
Maybe I'll never be fine with it, but I can't hold that against you.
Yeah.
It'll be something I'll always, be think about, but we need to move forward with our family and our child, and I need to raise them the best I can. And you know what? What a good
ending.
Good family message, a very conservative message, something you don't get in media anymore.
Oh, no, it's so funny about McFarlane because for all his antics and being elected, he really puts that all aside and just writes good sci-fi stories with good messages in it.
Yeah, that's a good message to learn. I'm shocked because you look at 99% of these other things, Netflix shows and everything, it's all about do what feels good for you, F everyone else.
No, it's showing the consequences. Yeah. I mean, they all could have died. They all could have easily died.
And, that's the worst of it, but he will have lost his marriage.
Yeah.
Completely destroyed it for a fantasy.
And then even, those malfunctions, maybe they could have got that ship done a little faster. Maybe they could have saved more lives.
Maybe they
don't know, see?
Yeah, there's some stuff there that was a big screw up, but excellent episode. I like this episode.
Oh yeah, this is what I expect from Orville, way more. So
we didn't go into detail with these fantasies, but they're pretty I want to let children watch this episode, maybe about 14, 15, because it just gets a little too intense. Like when he's like unbuckling his pants and everything. Oh, geez, we don't.
I mean,
see
it's the first episode about him peeing. Okay, that's a little silly. You can still let your kids watch it. No, this is like I don't know,
like super depraved.
No, it's sad because it sounds like this is really what happened. It sounds like someone that had a ship and was and was under the command of someone and had a holodeck would do this. Mm-hmm. It's like.
It's funny because it kind of shows you all addictions. Oh, I'll just have a little bit. Okay, it's a little bit thing, a little bit more. And then he went full on multiple partners. And it would have gotten just worse and worse and worse. It never gets better.
No.
Oh, I'm just a little bit of an alcoholic. No, you're going to just get worse and worse and worse. And it's a funny issue to tackle because that is a very prevalent thing, pornography and adult content. It's something that every man probably, in his life.
But it's funny, you wouldn't think they would never explore that in a sci-fi show, but they did, and they did it wonderfully, yeah.
And they used the alien races to human problems, but used the alien races in a sci-fi show like how Trek used to do it.
But also it showed how extreme it was. Even after Clyden stabbed him and tried to kill him, he couldn't stop.
Yeah.
That tells you how bad it was.
Could you imagine that? You have a partner shoot you and you live through it. I'm going to get back to that porno.
Jeez.
Here's the thing. There's, the men addicted to adult material. Imagine if it was something you can actually literally physically interact with.
As I said, it'd be
over.
Everywhere.
The human race would come to an end.
Yeah. Little populations would decline.
But it's I think another great episode. We can see like you said, the budgets are way better now. A great moment for Clyden and Bortus and their relationship. The ups and downs and ups and downs.
Thing is, I love character episodes, but this one I didn't want to know all that about.
We got to learn a lot about
Boris, and maybe not for the better, but
So
maybe he grew from it, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe he learned and they can grow their relationship because their child is older now. Yeah. It's not a baby anymore. Yeah. So it's like there's a kid in the middle of all this too. Yeah. I mean, you have to sit there and explain.
Yeah, and it's so sad at the beginning, even though the time I keep leaving, and then after the 4th, 5th time, we're talking to Kelly, something's going on. They go, but they figured, like you said, he's a Mocklin, so they're like.
So again, if this would have been one of the human,
they would have been way more.
He would have pulled him aside. Hey, what's going on? But he like doesn't want to like interfere if this is some type of like things like he even mentioned maybe he's pregnant again. He's like, oh God, no, please, man.
Exactly. We don't want to go through that again.
But I feeling that this is going to be a much more. We could talk more about it.
Definitely.
With the comics.
We'll do a comics episode for sure with the first episode on this.
Yeah, we'll attach that one to this one, and so that one will probably come out on Monday. Depends how many comments we get.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely look forward to the interaction.
Yeah, we have to get used to that again because we haven't done it over a year and a half.
But we love all the comments. We read every single one of them, and you know stick around for the. All about the Orville comments. So another one of those would be, it's been over a year, but we love doing them.
Yep.
And thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments, share links, let other people know about it. The bigger the conversation, the better. Yeah. That's what I love about sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly. And one little fun little note, the bartender in the first episode, that was Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was good. Some of the people were talking about that on Twitter. Yeah. But definitely super cool. Can't wait for the interactions because I love the fact that I'll read a comment and make me think, oh crap, I didn't even think about that. It's just so, that's why I love sci-fi.
Yeah, when it's done right, like this, it's amazing. See, the first episode didn't lend itself to this. This definitely does.
Yeah. And again, the moral questions of who do you save when you can only save so many? Is the lottery the best way to do it? See, there's so many different ways.
And the sad thing, they only have 20 minutes. They didn't have a lot.
Yeah, it's not like they can really think about it. So they just went in the back room and, okay, dude, you go. Yeah. I wonder what they did. Draw straws. Like, I know, right? what did they do? But here's another question. That race, what do you do? Do you let them join the Union? Do they just give what do you do?
Well, the thing is, it's so funny because I know in Star Trek they have the Prime Directive, but in this case, since the planet was dying, I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
the Union.
Super weird.
Them. But since they're all going to die and only 75, I mean, how bad are you contaminating anything?
And culture shock. They didn't even have space travel or anything. No. They probably didn't even have rudimentary space travel.
No.
They didn't even, get a regular shuttle.
That's what's so sad. They knew they had 100 years this was going to happen and nothing you could do about it. They didn't have technology. Yeah, that really sucks.
That really sucks.
Because you have to leave the solar system. You can't just have to leave another planet. You have to leave the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you have to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, guys. Get those comments going so we can get another cool discussion going on. I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
And for DPCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.